This is Broadcast Obituaries, Gone Too Soon. We exhume a short-lived TV series, episode by episode, give it a proper eulogy, and answer the burning question, was it canceled too soon or not soon enough? Analysis, nostalgia, and our final verdict on TV's fallen heroes. Thank you for joining us today. I am one of your hosts, Rob.
And I'm Aaron, and this is Broadcast Obituaries.
Yay!
Yay! Hey Rob,
Whoop, whoop.
have we ever recorded a podcast before?
Never.
Never. So
Our first attempt.
so we're sure this is going to be amateur hour, but it's going to be
This is
great.
going to be excellent. We are going to be great at this kind of thing, trust me.
I
So,
love it.
Aaron, this was your idea. Like, you wanted to do you came to me and you're like, I know what I want to do. What made you
Yeah,
want to do this? Like a podcast in general, what made you think of it?
yeah. I listen to a lot of podcasts, and guiltily, I was listening to a Star Trek TNG rewatch podcast.
There's nothing guilty about that at all. TNG's
I know
awesome.
I shouldn't be guilty. It was so good. It's so good. Um, and I started looking for the rewatch podcast, but there's none out there. And well, no, strike that. There are some out there, but it's all for really popular franchises.
Yeah,
90210, well, I guess that was popular in the 90s.
sure.
Star Trek, right? All those shows.
Yeah,
Is what they didn't have in the space was for
right.
canceled TV shows,
Why are there
specifically from the 90s.
why are there no shows talking about the unpopular TV shows? That makes total sense.
Yeah, and
That,
we're the only two people that care about them.
correct. We must fill this niche.
That's right.
Um, yeah. So I think it's awesome. I mean, just because a show is canceled does not mean that it was not popular.
That's right.
There
Yeah.
are plenty of popular shows. I mean, we talked about Firefly. That is a hugely popular show. There are multiple rewatch podcasts of
Yep.
that. Um, but it is a very popular show to this day still. So there are definitely shows that got canceled way too soon. And that is the subtitle of our show, Gone Too Soon. What we're going to do is we're going to look at these shows, and they might be good, they might not be, but we're going to kind of talk about them and try to figure out, was this really a justified cancellation? Did they handle this the right way? Or, should this have gone on for 7
Yeah.
seasons in a movie?
Yeah. Was it gone too soon? It's
Gone
right
too
there.
soon,
It's right there
or
in the title.
get rid of it. Not
Yeah.
soon enough. So
Yeah.
we will see.
Yeah.
Yeah, interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
And we picked
Yeah.
for our first season, we picked the one lone season of Earth 2.
We did. The only show we could have picked where we could literally only find it streaming on YouTube. And I had such a terrible experience with it that I actually went to eBay and bought the season one DVD set, which I don't even have DVDs anymore. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
honestly, I'm watching it on YouTube, and I don't feel that it is bad at all. I'm able to watch it. There are some things. If I blow the screen up, it definitely gets worse. The resolution does. But if I keep it in the normal small window on my laptop screen, it looks fine to me, as
Yeah.
long as it doesn't get too dark or too bright.
As long as everything is just perfect,
Right, right.
you can watch it.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I guess we're right here. Let me talk a little bit about Earth 2,
Yes.
just as a show. So this show did air one full season of 21 episodes from 1994 to 1995. The show scored a number of awards nominations, and it did have a great premiere, but the numbers just couldn't hold up. Viewership dropped due to the age-old issue of the network airing episodes out of order. A lot of times because they were trying to put what they thought would be a better episode, they were lining it up with a sporting event so that people would stay on after the sports and watch the other show. But this led to major issues for viewers and eventually caused many folks to drop the show from their regular rotation, and eventually causing NBC to drop it from their regular rotation as well, permanently. I watched this show when it aired. I couldn't tell you how long I stayed with it, because this was, again, 31 years ago. But I feel like I did watch most of the season. I was 15. I'm that old. We can do the math. I was 15 when this came out. And really, that was right in my peak nerd years. And I loved all things sci-fi. So I did go out of my way to watch this. I'm pretty sure that this show was on Sunday nights, and if I remember correctly. And sometimes there was always like a Sunday night movie on or something else that my family all wanted to watch, and I would definitely get vetoed. so that we could all watch the thing as a family. But I do remember setting up my VCR to actually record episodes of this at the time. So I actually still have a number of old VHS tapes. One of them somewhere probably has a chunk of episodes from the show somewhere on it. Yeah, I would not be surprised to stumble across that in my collection somewhere. But I do know that I loved this show at the time. Like, I have very fond memories of it. It was like it hit all the sweet spots for me. If this show had time travel in it, I'm telling you, it would have literally everything that I would want in a sci-fi show.
Per- the perfect show.
It
It
would
would have
be the
been the
perfect show.
perfect
That's
show.
right.
Perfect show.
Absolutely. So I'm very excited to watch
Yep.
this and see how it's held up, see if my memories even match what actually happened on the show or if I'm imagining things in my own mind. Aaron, what's your past experience with this show?
Yeah, I'm much I'm gonna say much younger than you.
Yes,
At
you're a
least gonna
child.
to date you. Yeah, but since we are
Yeah,
dating ourselves, I was 12 when the show aired.
you're just a baby.
I just a baby. Yeah, I have some very vague recollections of the show. I know that I watched it because I remember, spoiler here, I remember one of the characters, Yale, who we'll talk about, uh, getting into his internal conflict. He used to be a criminal. He starts having that resurface, and I have vivid memories of those episodes
Yeah,
from season one,
yeah.
but that's about it.
Okay.
Most of what else I remember from it was definitely from previews. But I was definitely at 12 watching America's Funniest Home Videos on Sunday night
Sure.
and Lois and Clark, New Adventures of Superman. Those were my two jams when I was 12.
Absolutely. Hey, I'm with you there on
So,
Lois and Clark. I was there for it.
yep,
I
yep.
regret it,
Here,
but I was there for it.
oh yeah, it doesn't hold up now, but
It's pretty
so
hard to watch. Pretty hard to
yeah,
watch.
yeah. I did
Do
not
you
record
think?
anything on VHS.
Okay. Ever
I
or
did.
if Earth 2?
Well, I did, but not for Earth 2.
Okay.
No, no. But I definitely wouldn't have been allowed to watch it um, on most Sunday nights because my dad had the TV time on Sunday
Okay.
nights, like my
Yeah.
parents. That was their
Yeah.
TV time. So,
Gotcha.
yeah,
The cool thing about TV back in the 90s, a lot of times, like I remember this specifically with Deep Space Nine, some of the other Star Trek shows of that era, they were on, I think a lot of times they were on Sunday nights too, but they did an encore presentation on Saturday, like a little earlier in the evening. And so if you missed it on Sunday, you could still catch it on Saturday, which was,
yep,
obviously pre-streaming. That was the only way to make sure that you had two opportunities to catch your episode until it
yeah,
was sweeps week. And then who knows, at sweeps week, you get whatever they decide to re-show.
yeah,
But that
yep,
was it. That was literally it until you caught it in reruns years later.
yeah. Years later.
Lois and Clark, gone too soon or not soon enough? What do you think?
Well, we should definitely consider watching that. I will tell you, not soon enough. The last two seasons of that
I would
show,
agree. Yeah,
so bad.
the last season was so bad. I agree.
Yeah,
It was
yeah. When
hilariously bad. It's like they leaned into the camp
they did,
in that last season. Too
yeah,
hard. Too hard.
when your entire plot requires one of your characters to be eating nearly extinct exotic frogs every episode, you've jumped the fence. It's too much. You need to
Oh
move on.
man. Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I loved the first few seasons of the show though. I
so
mean,
good,
especially
so
it was
good.
weird for us being young teenage guys at the time watching basically what was a romance type of show. Like it's not
Yeah,
called Superman, it's Lois and Clark. It's about their romantic lives.
yeah,
That's really what it's about with the superhero stuff as like the B plot.
yeah, yeah. It was
Anyway, you
Terry
brought it up.
Hatcher.
I
I
know.
did. It's Terry Hatcher. I mean, come on.
Yeah, she's cool.
12-year-old me was super glued to that TV.
Definitely.
So,
And I guess between Terry Hatcher and Bob Saget from America's Funniest Home Videos, you were just set.
I don't know. I don't know who was hotter. I
I
don't
know.
know.
Bob was the man.
He was. He was so good.
What the hell is going on? What the hell is going on?
Okay. Um, let's see. Okay, so today we're talking about episode 1, First Contact.
First
Here's a
contact.
description. Here's a description that we have. Devin Adair and her crew are searching for a new home for the human race. The colonization of Earth 2 is difficult. Some government forces want to destroy the ship of the colonists, but they manage to escape and arrive in orbit around Earth 2. The crew has to face some technical problems and they crash land on the planet. Soon they find out that the Earth-like planet is inhabited by intelligent humanoid life forms.
Bum bum
Sounds
bum.
good to me. I mean, that's a winning recipe, right?
Yeah,
Okay. All right.
love the idea.
So let's get into it. We're going to talk through it. We're going to hit all the plot. We're going to go through, have whatever comments we need to about it and talk about it. This is going to be long because this is a double length episode. This is an
Like
hour
a
and a
TV
half,
movie.
roughly. Yep. TV movie, long, super long pilot. This is just a warning to all of you listeners out there. I know there will be many people out there listening to this. Hopefully, you have all seen this. And if you haven't seen it, I'm glad that you're here, but maybe just pause this and go watch the show. It is on YouTube. Unless you have a 4K TV, it's a pretty good viewing experience.
It's terrible. Watch it on something smaller.
Yeah. Or just stay here and listen. We're going to talk through the whole plot. It's a pretty old show. You do you. I'm not going to tell you what to do. It's your business. We're going to talk about the show, and there will definitely be spoilers. All right, Aaron, feel free to interrupt as
I will,
much as you
sir.
want to, and let me know what you think.
Yeah.
So the year is 2192. Humanity lives on the stations in orbit around Earth. Kids are contracting a disease called the syndrome that the medical establishment doesn't want to acknowledge, even though they apparently have cybernetic suits built for the kids who come down with it. The people who believe in this disease believe that it comes from living in a space station and being deprived of the benefits of living on Earth. So the families of 250 kids that have this super scurvy type of disease are planning to go try to build a colony on a distant planet known as G889, and that's 22 light years away. They're led by a woman named Devin Adair, played by Deborah Ferrantino, and she is doing this for her son Ulysses, or Yuli as he is so often called, and he's one of those kids who has the super scurvy. And we basically get all that info, just info dumped on us right there in an opening voiceover.
Yeah. It's one of the few bits of exposition that I really enjoyed in a TV show,
Yeah,
because you weren't going to get through all that, because that's not where this story is.
I
So
mean, there is so much there. Just like they did, just tell us and let
yeah,
us, if we had to learn all of this stuff, and we do learn some of this, some of it's a little redundant from what they actually show us in the episode. They kind of talk about the disease and whatnot and how they have to go find a planet. But to condense it all like this, I think is a fine way of doing it. Also,
yeah.
one thing to note, do they actually ever call it, to this point, do they call it Earth 2 or is it
They
just
don't.
G889?
It's always just G889.
Okay. That's what
At
I
least
thought.
in the pilot. At least in the pilot.
Yeah.
So why do you call it super scurvy? The syndrome.
Right. So if you're not a seaman and you're listening to this show, you would need to know that in ye olden days, when they would go sailing out across the ocean blue, they didn't have fresh fruits and vegetables, and they would get scurvy because they were missing vital things that we get and from our basic food supply. So to me, I mean, that's kind of what the syndrome sounds like. They're not getting the basic things that they get from the environment of the earth. They're living on a station,
Right.
so they're missing out on something. So they've contracted this
Right.
disease because something is missing from, their diet. Maybe
It's
not food necessarily, but they're
it's
part of
yeah,
life.
it's like immune system, right?
Yeah,
They're living in such a sterile environment in space that they
yeah,
don't have viruses, colds, bacteria, molds. They don't have anything to help their body build an immunity
yeah,
to anything. So it starts, I guess, like attacking itself is what it sounds like,
yeah.
right?
They really never even tell us
They
very
don't
much
talk about it.
about the
Yeah,
syndrome.
and we'll find out how unimportant the syndrome is
Yes, very
in
quickly.
the first pilot. So
Yes. Yep. So after the info dump, the show gets started. Devin and her second in command, Commander Broderick O'Neill, they're watching a video of a newscast, and it's about their ship, and it claims that they blew up at their launch. But they haven't even launched yet, and they realize it's pre-recorded, and it's going to air the next day, meaning there's a bomb on board. So they decide to launch immediately and go look for the bomb. John Danziger, he's a mechanic on the ship, played by the always incredible Clancy Brown. He finds the bomb and he jettisons it out into space where it harmlessly explodes. Adair's ship, piloted by Alonzo Solis, also one of our main characters going forward, pushes the
and
colony ship.
Alonzo Solis played by who? The one
Antonio
and only
Sabato Jr.
There you go. For
Yeah,
the 90s ladies who
right.
definitely had a crush on him.
Absolutely. Why would they not? I mean, come
Yep.
on. he uses their ship and he pushes the colony ship that's carrying all of the other super scurvy families. He pushes that out into space, and like that push gets them going, and it's going to take them 24 years to get to planet G88, G889. That's hard to say.
Yeah.
All the people on board the ship are going to cryostasis. As soon as they push that one, then Adair's ship leaves it behind, and they zoom ahead, and it's only going to take them 22 years to get there. But they're all going to also be in cryostasis. I don't fully understand the physics or the logic on how that happens. I guess I get the logic. They want to get there first and set up the base camp, set up the city. But I don't fully understand. I mean, to me, it's a little wonky, the physics of that, the way space works. But whatever, it's their show. I'm fine with it. I don't question it too much. However they want to do it.
You can't question it. It's TV magic.
No. So basically, this is the end of, it's not necessarily the first act, but it's the first chunk. Like, they are finally launched, they're away from the Earth stations, and they're gone, and we're going to come back to them 22 years later.
Yeah. The interesting part to me about the opening of the show is they put so much budget into the shots that they had in space, right? The station orbiting Earth.
Yeah.
The station looked really fantastic. I'd say it was up there with anything you would see in like Star Trek or Deep Space Nine at the time in the 90s. Even the ship itself looked really good. The interior shots of the ship, really good. Even though you only saw the same, 3 or 4 locations, always really well done. Lots of good angle work on the cameras. But so I was into it immediately. Like, this is cool. So.
Yeah, it's a good way to grab you, especially considering that once they reach the planet, all of that techie stuff is going to be gone. They're going to be living in the wilderness. But for this part, like with the space stations and the ships, we're going to have escape pods in a few minutes. It's all really cool.
Yeah. Yep. And Clancy Brown. So you love Clancy Brown. I love
Clancy Brown. He's the best. He's amazing.
He is so good. Yeah. In my head, as I was watching through the pilot, I have some new canon for Clancy Brown. So if you remember, Clancy Brown was in the Highlander movie. He played the villain, the evil immortal Kurgan. In my head canon, Kurgan doesn't die, spoiler, in the Highlander movie. And he lives so long that he puts away his evil ways and becomes an engineer on this ship. And that's where he's at now. So we're actually watching Kurgan in my head.
What a journey. What a journey. But wait,
I know.
Can't there be only one?
Maybe
How does he live?
Maybe he won, and now he is the only immortal left.
Dude, that just blew my mind.
Just saying.
Just blew my mind.
If you haven't seen Highlander, go watch it.
What a great character arc for him. Wow. To live through all that, all these years, and now 250-ish years in our future. Maybe not that far. My math is not good. But a while in our future, now he's headed off to Earth 2. What an amazing journey.
Yep. He's got a kid. He's a really nice guy.
Finally, after several hundred years, he's got a daughter who we'll run into here soon. Her name is True Danziger.
Yep.
There can be only one.
Okay, so they all go to sleep. We come back to them 22 years later. They start waking up one at a time. I think the doctor's the first one up so she can start checking on everyone else. She goes to look in on Alonzo, who, just with his name, I'm probably going to call him Antonio at some point because he's played by Antonio Sabato Jr. His name is Alonzo. I am going to get those names confused often. I'm sorry. But we learned that he is basically the horn dog of the crew, and he is interested in Julia. He just had a nice long nap, and now he is putting the moves on her as soon as they're both freshly awake. We see some other people. We see the Martins, and we've already met the husband, Morgan, briefly. He's a government representative. But in this part, we learn that he is just a real slime ball. He just seems like a total dirt bag. He comes out, and his wife is just this nice, pleasant, beautiful woman with this quite fetching Southern accent. And she's concerned, and he just pushes all her concerns aside and treats her like just complete dirt. And all I can ever wonder is, how did these two even end up together in the first place? It boggles my mind. She's just so nice, and he is
the opposite of everything she is.
Yes, exactly. It's like opposites attract. Let's make one a sleazebag and the other just the best, most beautiful woman we can think of. Perfect.
Yeah, Yeah,
That's
and this
how it would
guy
be in
only,
real life.
yeah, I'll agree 100%. This guy only gets worse as the show goes on.
Yes.
So it's
Yes.
just he's terrible.
Yes.
I do want to go back. I want to go back before Cryo because there
Okay.
was some really cool world building that they did when Devin is talking to, I forgot his name, the guy on the old tube TV.
Sure. The old CRT TV. Yeah.
Yeah, the old CRT screen.
I forget his
And
name as well.
yeah, unimportant because I don't think
Yes.
he's ever going to come back in the show.
Don't count him out. Don't count him out.
Oh, you remember something?
I
Okay.
think I do.
All right.
I could be wrong.
Really cool world building here though, because there's a lot of politics that get involved on
Yeah.
why they haven't let this ship go. It's been 8 years since they've been working on this mission to go to G889, and they just can't get that level 6 clearance that they need. They're doing all these studies. Government's not telling people why they can't go. And I thought that was a really good job for them to create some mystery. And then we get to touch on that a little bit when they get to G889, right? About what was it they were hiding from them. Maybe they know now because they're there and they're seeing things. So
Right.
I think there's some really cool like politicking backstory here that we get just a taste of in the pilot, and I hope we get a lot more of through season one.
That is absolutely one of the storylines I'm looking forward to most.
Yeah.
Yes, is what is going on. Why have they been so adamant about not letting these people go to this planet?
Yeah.
We will definitely find out. We will find out.
Yep.
Right.
So back to 22 years later, cryostasis, and they're all waking up.
Everyone's starting to wake up. Yep. So Yuli is running around the ship. He meets True, who's John Danziger's daughter, and she's also the only other child on board. I think she's about a year older than him. And they talk to a man named Yale, who wears some kind of implant, and he has a very nice, sophisticated accent. The actor Sullivan Walker is from Trinidad and Tobago, so I'm assuming that's his natural accent. It's very regal. He was in a lot of stuff in the early 90s, and I remember him. Like when this show came out, I was like, oh, that guy. You know, I didn't know anybody's names back then, but I was like, I remember him from something. I couldn't tell you what now, but
yeah,
definitely saw him. He was in, I think, The Pretender, which I watched back then as well, and I think that came after this, though. Neither here nor there. True does give us some little clues about Yale and what's going on with the implant that he has. The Yale program, they're apparently former criminals who were mind wiped, and some of them went crazy at some point, or at least they remembered their past, and they eventually went back to their criminal ways, like they rejected their programming, which is a really interesting concept that they've taken these criminals, basically wipe their minds and turned them into tutors for rich children. Seems almost like a weird kind of slavery or servitude.
Yeah. If we had a program like that, Rob, would you let a brainwashed criminal turned tutor be around or alone with your children ever?
No. Doesn't matter how brainwashed they claim that he is. I don't think I would invite that criminal into my home. The question is, like, how thorough is that mind wipe? Like, is the original person completely gone and replaced with the Yale programming, in which case it's really no different than a death sentence. It's no different than a death penalty if you're completely wiping away the original person.
This is true. Yeah.
You're basically just killing them and keeping their body as for your own purposes. But clearly, if these people can remember things, then they are locked away in there somewhere.
Yeah, because when we talk to Yale, or when we talk like we were there.
Yes. Definitely.
We talked to him.
Yes.
When they talk to Yale, he doesn't shy away from like them talking about that he was in that program. He's very aware of it.
Yeah.
So maybe it's not that his personality, like everything's erased. They just subvert that criminal intent, that violent part.
Sure.
And we are seeing the best of that individual now.
It's possible.
Right? They just bring that to the surface. So
at this point, it's not clear. Cool. It's just definitely not clear.
Yeah.
I would like to believe that is true.
Yeah. I will.
We'll see.
Yeah, I will say that when True brings up on the ship that Yale was a part of that program, every time Yale even winces or does something, I'm like, that's it. He's going to be a criminal again. So I am constantly on edge.
His brain just broke.
That's it. Yep. Did he sneeze? That's it. That's how it starts.
That's the moment he dislodged the chips in his brain.
Yep. It's all over now.
He's going to go crazy. Look out. He's got a gun.
Yuli, don't wear yourself out now. Well, hello. We'd heard there was another child on board.
So they've all woken up at this point, and now, of course, something goes wrong. We don't know what, but the ship is in distress, and it's going to crash onto the planet. Oh, what happens? I don't remember.
We do know. So Alonso sends, right? They send their like base camp ship down to the planet, New Pacifica.
Yes,
right?
that one
That's what they
goes.
send down first.
Right.
And then they have some cargo that they're trying to send down. In the one scene where stuff gets crazy, Alonso says the cargo didn't detach; it's pulling us down with it.
Okay.
So they had an issue getting some extra stuff released from their ship, and that's why they're kind of in trouble now, going down to the planet.
Sounds like sabotage to me.
Could be.
Just
probably.
saying.
Morgan, probably.
We'll see. He's too big of a coward. He's a wuss.
Hate that guy.
Yeah. So they end up crashing onto the planet in their different escape pods. Morgan actually, and I'm gonna get his name wrong too, because his name is Morgan Martin, I think, and I have a hard time determining which one is his first name and which one's the last name. I think Martin is the last name. But so Morgan and his wife Bess are in an escape pod, and he doesn't wait for anyone else. He gets in, locks it, and jettisons them, while Danziger is standing there pounding on the door saying, "Hey, we got more people. We need the space."
Yeah.
And he just looks at him and he's like, "Peace out," and jettisons him off to the planet, which is crazy. He's the worst. So everyone else basically, I think they don't really, I don't know if they ever discuss it, but I think everyone else gets into an escape pod. I don't think anyone's left behind, but I think everyone makes it into pods, and boom, they get away.
Bess!
Air.
Hold on!
Locked. Secure.
Don't leave! There's people here!
Evacuation pod.
Hey, what are you doing?
They all land down on the planet, and they eventually step out of their escape pods. They can't read what the air is like out there, but they really have no choice. They just have to step out and see what it's like, because they can't live in an escape pod forever. So they step out into basically a pristine Earth-like planet. I mean, it is shockingly Earth-like, even. The same types of trees.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Like maybe they're out in Colorado somewhere in the mountains.
It looks a lot like Colorado and the mountains, yes. So for the most part, everyone seems to be okay, except Alonso has a broken leg. So he is going to spend the entire series riding around in a dune buggy, because that dummy forgot to take his bone healing vaccine. That is just a stupid rookie mistake. What a dummy. Yeah. So we learn that Yuli is a pretty big jerk for a little kid.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to eat his ration bar, and True asks if she can have it, and he just looks at her and he throws it over his shoulder out into the darkness outside of their camp. So she goes out and she finds it, along with finding the worst looking puppet of an alien I have ever seen in a TV show. I mean, this is up there with some of the Farscape puppets, which are intended to be puppets. They're intended to be puppets. This thing is right up there with them.
Yeah.
So she sees this thing and she shrieks. And that is a horrible recurring theme in this entire episode. That girl shrieks constantly. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
It is ear piercing, and
and it's got to be so bad, because even in this scene, she's alone in the dark. She disappears in the woods.
Yeah.
She shrieks. There's no way people didn't hear that shriek, and not a single adult came to find her.
Not one person. She's like 5 feet outside of the camp. How far could this kid throw that bar?
Yeah. Yeah.
They probably just rolled their eyes and like, there she goes again. That shriek.
Yeah.
What is it now?
Even Kurgan was like, maybe she lost her head. I don't know. It's fine.
Kurgan. So she shrieks.
Yeah.
And then she immediately befriends the alien and calls it a kitty. She feeds it. She pets it. I think it even purrs.
It does.
So she just keeps it and doesn't tell anyone, because, of course, she's a kid. She's going to just be the wild card here and do something crazy like this.
Yeah.
So the crew finds that there's more pods in their area, so they go out looking for one. And they find one, and they find that it has been opened and looted. Devin Adair even says, "We've been robbed." Which, the way she says it to me is just hilarious. Just the sound of it. It's like someone just coming home from an evening out and finding their house trashed and their jewels gone. The safe is standing open in their house. And they're like, "Oh no, we've been robbed," and clutching their coat around them. Like that's just what it seems like. They dropped a giant box onto a planet that they don't really know much about at all.
Anything about.
If it didn't squash people there like they were the Wicked Witch of the East in The Wizard of Oz, then I feel like they have the right to at least look and see what's in this giant thing that fell out of the sky.
Yeah.
They don't know that there's people coming for this. They don't know that
Right.
they're aliens coming to their planet, basically. They don't expect there to be,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. And this was a box too, right? That was launched to the planet way before their ship even left, if I understood it right. So
Is it? I assumed it was the one
I
that
think
the first one that they
like
sent
the
down
the first,
successfully.
well, I don't know that it was because they talk about going to New Pacifica
Uh-huh.
later. So that box isn't like there's another that one that they sent when the ship got to the planet
Oh, okay.
was
That should be at New
colony stuff.
Pacifica.
Right. So I think this was something that was
Oh,
sent down prior to their arrival because they talk about all their supplies were in it, right? They've got
okay.
the Hummer
Yeah,
in it and all that stuff. But
the
this
robot.
is the robot guy, yeah, the
Zero. His
construction
name's
bot.
Zero. We're gonna find him
Zero.
in a minute. Yep.
Yeah. But this is one of those first parts where we get to hear them talk about, well, maybe the government didn't tell us everything. Who would rob us? There's not even supposed to be anybody here. We thought it was an
Right.
uninhabited planet, right?
Right.
And now their stuff is gone, and not just gone a little bit. Somebody's wrenched these giant, I'm assuming like titanium doors
Sure.
apart
Yeah.
and looted everything worth value that they could get out of that thing.
Gone.
So, yeah, gone.
Just gone.
Yep.
Yeah. So they, like I said, they do find that one robot. They call him Zero, and they find some other little dune buggies. And Solus is
Yep.
going to drive one of those around Alonzo. He's going to drive a dune buggy around, and they even get one for Yuli so he can get around as well.
Yeah.
Although, as we'll see, he probably won't need it super long.
Yeah.
But after they find these couple things, then the second in command, O'Neill, and
Yep.
John Danziger decide to go out looking for these shoplifters who kind of looted their little store of supplies there. And just the idea of the two of them running off to chase whoever it is. We've been robbed. We're going to track them now. We're going to go find them. I would love to see a spin-off of this called Intergalactic Loss Prevention. And it's about the people who are chasing down the shoplifters of these space
stole my
stores. Yeah.
Bring
Bring
my
that
space clothes
back.
back.
Yeah. We have a flashlight. We're not allowed guns.
Yep.
They do actually have guns in this,
Yeah,
though.
they do.
So,
Yeah.
And as we would quickly learn, this spin-off show would not feature Commander O'Neill because while they're out looking, he shoots at the kitty, True's little pet alien.
Yep.
And Kitty is scared because Kitty just got shot at. So it flings one of its claws right back at O'Neill, hits him in the neck, and he dies.
Yeah. Some kind of terrible reaction. And
Yes.
He's dead. He's dead quick. I mean,
He is.
it's
He's
quick.
gone. He's gone
Yeah.
too.
There's no chance.
So while all this is going on, Alonzo has started having dreams, even though he claimed earlier that he never dreams. He's done a lot of these cryo sleeps. He's a long haul pilot, and they basically cryo sleep all these, even though 22 years is by far the longest he's ever done. He references, but however long they normally are, maybe it's 18 months or a couple years.
Yeah.
It's a regular thing for him. He says he never dreams, but now he's dreaming. And in these dreams, he sees these aliens, and they're these tall guys who kind of like shoot up out of the ground. They never speak out loud, but in his dreams, he's able to communicate with them. It's going to come back into play later. There's so much back and forth in this episode from plot to plot and story point to story point.
Yeah.
I enjoy it. It's really good. They don't just feed it all to us at once. They tease it and move it along, even just in one episode, let alone the whole series.
Yeah. They set up a lot of mysteries, a lot of things you genuinely want to know more about.
Yeah.
And the pacing's really good, at least in the first half. I got the last half of the pilot gets a little rough for me, but we'll get there. But
I'm with you.
But yeah, and the aliens, I will say, if you're watching on YouTube, do what Rob said, watch it on a small screen, because if you're trying to watch this on YouTube on a 4K TV, all you're going to see are these brown humanoid shapes. And these guys are not pretty. And you need to be able to see that.
You should be able to see that. Yes, you should
be able
see
to
what
see
they
that.
truly look like. So True is going to sneak out one night to let her kitty go because, it killed the commander, and maybe she shouldn't be keeping an unknown murderous alien around as a pet. Just a
But
thought.
it purrs. It purrs.
Yeah, it does purr, and that's super cute,
fine.
even though it's an ugly little thing. Yuli follows her because he's kind of a jerk, as we've established, and if she's up to something, he's going to tell on her. So he catches her, and they have this fight. Yuli ends up getting lost out in the woods, and he's laying on the ground, and these arms like burst up through the ground. They reach through the dirt, grab him, and just pull him under the ground. You know what True does? She
Screams.
shrieks. She
Of
screams.
course.
Just
Yep.
ear-piercing
That's all
shriek.
she does.
Yep.
Yep.
So when we come back, it cuts to a commercial break there. When we come back, everyone is looking for Yuli. And at this point, Alonzo takes this moment to tell Julia, he says, oh, well, those guys are called Terrians. And he's been communicating with them in his dreams. So they let Devin know. And she's trying to figure out what to do. How can she get in on this? She basically just grabs a sedative and doses herself with it while
Yeah.
she's standing up, which is completely dumb.
Yeah.
We see her dropping to the ground before it cuts away to her dream. And I don't fully understand why. I mean, she's probably slept at some point before now. Why is this sleep any different?
This is one of the spots where I was like, this doesn't make sense. I don't think it makes sense that Alonzo can do it, but I get it. They set it up. He doesn't even dream anymore. He's been in so many cryo sleeps. So he's probably an easy psychic connection for these guys. But all of a sudden, Devin now just decides, oh, I'm going to talk to these guys, so I'll just go to sleep. And just now, I'll be able to communicate with them. It'll be fine.
Right.
It's a little loose, a little weak for me.
I agree.
I don't think they knew what to do, so they just made it work.
Well, and maybe there is logic behind it all, and it will be revealed throughout the course of the show. That's, at this point, it's the pilot. We don't know. There are mysteries, and I appreciate that they're setting up mysteries, right?
That's true. That's true.
So she doses herself, falls down, falls asleep. She goes to sleep, and she bargains with the Terrians while she's in her sleep. And there was definitely some cool stuff here. Danziger he's awake, but he's underground in these tunnels looking for Yuli, and he can hear Devin talking.
Yep.
Even though she's on the surface asleep, he hears her down in the tunnels talking. Like, to me, it just furthers the mystery. How is this working? Like, they're existing in two places at once, and the dreams are reality, are dreams. I love that whole aspect of it, honestly. As little as we know about it, I love it.
Yeah.
Where do we go? So she bargains with them, and they give Yuli back. Danziger actually finds him laying in a tunnel down there. So we cut back to Devin on the surface. She wakes up, and she sees Yuli running across a field to her. And he is apparently healed from the super scurvy. Like, he seems completely okay. The doctor, Julia, checks him out. Peachy keen.
And I don't know if we talked about this, but like, the super scurvy isn't he's just not sick and coughing. He's got a suit that he wears to help him walk. He's got
cybernetic suit.
Cybernetic suit, oxygen hooked up to him at all time.
Yep.
This kid takes 5 steps and he's wheezing, right? Like, he's been running. So that's all you needed. You just needed to be taken to this alien planet, pulled underground by the Terrians,
right?
And you're good to go.
Let them work their Terrian magic on him.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We're not quite to the end of this episode yet, but I don't know if you remember, there is another form of alien, humanoid type alien living on this planet that we haven't met yet. And they can actually cure a lot of stuff. So I don't know if they were involved in the cure of him, or if just the Terrians did it by themselves, or how they did it. We just don't know. We really just don't know, but it'll be interesting to see.
I watched this twice through. What did Devin bargain with? Like, what did she give up to get Yuli back?
We have no idea. And even she and Alonzo are hanging out, and he says something like, "What did this cost us?" And she says, "I don't know, but I would do it again." So she bargained with them, and she made some vague statements. Yes, absolutely. What you traded was the life of everyone in this party so that your boy could walk without assistance.
Yeah, that's right.
Is that worth it? 100%. Yeah. We'll do it again.
Yeah, you guys suck.
You're all losers. Just me and my boy. That's all I need.
That's all that matters.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we're almost to the end of the episode now, and Devin decides they need to press on to New Pacifica, which is their planned settlement that we talked about. Morgan Martin is upset that they want to move on because, staying there in the middle of the woods with no plan and none of their equipment that they sent down is just a much better idea than actually going somewhere and preparing for the 250 families that are coming in 2 years. But they decided to vote on it, which was a point that Danziger made earlier in the show. He didn't want Adair just taking charge and doing what she
Right.
wanted. He wanted to say, but they vote, and everyone does vote to set off for New Pacifica, or at least
Yeah.
the majority vote for it. So they gather all their stuff and they set off. And as they leave, we see a very bohemian Tim Curry standing there watching them go. And just as everyone has turned away from him, he decides to raise his hand and wave at them when no one could possibly be looking at him any longer.
Yeah.
And that's where we end. Big
Yeah.
cliffhanger. And there's not much scarier, honestly,
Huge.
to me than Tim Curry. So
With dreadlocks, right?
with
Like
dreadlocks and,
it's
some
yeah.
big 90s baggy
I mean,
pants.
yeah. Was this right before or after it?
I think this was
When
after. I'm pretty sure
Adrian?
it was in the late 80s.
Was it late 80s?
I think
You're
so.
probably right. Probably like 89, 88, 89, probably.
Somewhere around there. But honestly, I get not the stories of The Stand and It confused, but they were both like long, like short TV miniseries, like 2 or 3 part
Yeah.
miniseries that were released on
Yep.
TV roughly around the same time, I think.
Yeah.
So I get some of the
It-
stuff confused.
Yeah. The power of the internet. It was 1990.
Oh, okay. So
1990. Yep. So
okay.
he's 4 years out. So maybe he's channeling some Pennywise energy.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't know. Yeah. So it's funny because there's a couple of spots in this episode where we see the Terrians standing on a cliff, right?
Yeah, right.
And True can spot them at night standing on a cliff because she shrieks when she
Right.
sees them in Phoenix.
Yeah.
But nobody can see Tim Curry standing on a hill within
In the middle of the day,
maybe 500 yards, maybe.
at the most.
Maybe.
Yes.
Not a single person sees him standing up there
Right.
as they caravan on past.
Right.
So it's little things. I know it's TV, but it's little things like that I'm just like, come on, like,
Yeah.
have some consistency. Like he
I
should be
agree.
shouting, hooting, and hollering.
Right.
I'm a human. You're humans. Whoa.
Well, and I don't want to give away any spoilers, and I haven't watched the second episode yet, but I believe the next episode honestly starts at that exact moment, and he does call out to them, and they all turn around and look and go back and get him, I think. But still,
okay.
why does he wait till they're that far away?
Yeah, it's for the
And
TV cut. They got
definitely.
there.
Yeah. That's the only reason.
That makes sense to me. Okay.
And I'm with you. That does bother
Yeah.
me when things are done specifically for TV, and it would never be done like that in real life.
Yeah.
I'm willing to
Yeah.
suspend my disbelief that we can travel 22 light years to another planet,
Sure.
and that we have this cryostasis where a kid could go into cryostasis and not age a day, still be a kid when he wakes up. I can suspend all that disbelief that we could find another planet. There's dream aliens living on this planet. I will suspend that disbelief. But the fact that Tim Curry would stand there and not signal to these people just kills me. Just kills me. It's ridiculous.
It's a little too much.
Yeah, right.
I don't know, Devin. I don't know what kind of promise we made, what kind of price we're gonna have to pay.
I don't either. I know I'd make it again.
What are your big picture thoughts here? What do you think about this pilot?
There's a lot. I loved it. So it's hard for me. I love 90s TV.
Yeah.
I really love the pilot. There's a lot of storylines here that I'm really excited to see how they shape out. One of them is Danziger and Morgan, right? Because Danziger stared him in the eyes when Morgan launched that escape pod.
Yeah.
And when they finally catch up to Morgan and his wife, Bess, Morgan's telling this daring story about how he narrowly escaped and the escape pod auto airlocked, and he had no choice but to jettison and leave. And Danziger is giving him the "I'm going to murder you" eyes the entire time he's telling that story. And
yep.
I love that kind of conflict between two characters because Danziger honestly is like a really good guy.
Yes.
Like through the whole show, he's a guy. He's helping Yuli find his confidence because before he's cured, he's like, this kid just needs to be a kid. He's probably gonna die tomorrow. So like, let's just let him be normal. And so yeah, that's one storyline that I'm really like super excited to see how it plays out. I love that kind of interaction.
I agree. I'm with you. I love this. I mean, as a pilot episode, as a TV movie, as just a regular episode, whatever you want to call it. I love like this whole thing. It is a great setup for the whole show that follows. There's good introductions to all the characters. They're put into this really interesting situation. We see these cool new aliens that can talk through dreams. I remember watching this in the mid 90s and just being blown away at the way that these aliens existed in like real life, but could also talk to Alonzo and Devin
Yeah.
through their dreams. And I thought like I was blown away by it at the time. maybe
Yeah.
it's kind of simplistic in retrospect, maybe just because we've seen so much development in sci-fi over the last 30 years.
Well,
But at
we
the time
have.
I thought it was so phenomenal. Storylines, I think there are a lot of interesting storylines that they've teased here, and I can't wait to see. We've got Yale and the Yale program. Like, what is up with that? What's
Yeah.
going to happen with him? Why did the government not want them to go to G889? Why can Alonzo communicate with these Terrians in his dreams? Why is Tim Curry a human on this planet when there aren't
Right.
supposed to be any people there at all? Why did Bess marry Morgan Martin? Like,
The
I'm
biggest
intrigued
mystery
by
of all.
the biggest
biggest
one
mystery
of
of all.
all. I'm like, I can't wait to see how all
Yeah.
this unfolds. I hope, I know that we will get some answers to some of this throughout this one lone season that we have. I hope we get answers to much more,
Yeah.
but it is just, it's teased very well here and set up. Like, I can't wait to watch the rest of this season. But one thing that I thought was interesting about the show is that on this show, the humans, us, they're the aliens. And which is kind of a concept that we see in different things where you kind of flip it
Yeah.
around and we become something. So these humans have gone to this other planet where they are now the aliens. Can you imagine, like, if a ship like came into our orbit and landed or crashed on our planet here, and this group of aliens just got out and just started to move in? They're like, hey, we're living here now, and it's this group of people, and that's basically what the people are doing here. They're just moving in. It's kind of like a classic colonization metaphor, kind of like Avatar in that respect, where the people are
Yeah.
going to this other planet where it's kind of doing the same thing as what we saw in the movie Pocahontas, which is not a metaphor, it's an actual event. But it's kind of that in a certain way. But can you imagine, like, if aliens did that to us? Like, hey, no, this is our planet now. You guys aren't using it, so we're just going to take all this space.
Yeah. They tease it that the Terrans have seen humans before.
Yeah.
Right? During that dream sequence. You've been here before.
Although at the end of that one, we did see Tim Curry. So maybe he is one of the people that they're talking about that has been there, which we don't know for, the last 20 minutes or so of the show. I am with you, though. The second half of the pilot did drag in some spots. Like, I was not as into it. And when you folks watch this, because I know after hearing our stellar recap and reviews of this episode, you're going to go immediately to YouTube and watch this or order the DVDs off of eBay.
Yeah.
But when you go to watch this on YouTube, at least, it is 2 different videos. So, like, the whole first video, like, I was super into it. You go to the second one, and like, I had to really focus. My attention kept getting drawn away by other things because it just, some of it drags. The dream sequence with Devin and Alonzo and the Terrians, to me, it's a whole lot of back and forth, and it doesn't really go anywhere. Like, it's like 10 minutes of the same thing on repeat.
Yeah. And watching Danziger, travel through the tunnels, listening for the voice. I think it's just the pacing in the second episode. It's so slow. We got so much action in that first half. Like, in the first half, they find out that there's a bomb on the ship. They find the bomb. They get rid of the bomb. They launch the ship. They make it to Earth. So they set it up that you're in this action-packed scenario. And then episode 2 of the pilot, you're on the planet. Everything's slowed down now. There's no more action going on, and they're trying to hook you with this Terrians plot. And it's just a little slow. So
your characters are fixing up dune buggies for little kids to drive and trying to heal broken bones, and they're being intergalactic loss prevention, going out there trying to track down people that we've never seen but that have looted their equipment. It definitely drags. I'm with you.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. No, I'm excited. I'm excited to finish out this season. If I had, let me ask you, if you had to choose right now, you watch the pilot.
Yeah.
Was it gone too soon or not soon enough? Where are you at right now?
If this is all I see, gone way too soon.
Yeah.
Gone way too soon. This is a
100%.
show I feel like I could watch for 10 years.
Yeah. I'm with you 100%.
Yeah.
So
We'll have to see what happens.
yeah, by the
Going
end
forward.
of the rewatch, we might change our mind. We'll
It is
see how
very
it goes.
possible. Maybe they'll turn Morgan into a good guy, and then we'll be like, no way, unbelievable.
No, he's
You
gonna
lost
have
me.
a less exciting Baltar from Battlestar Galactica storyline, I think. I hope.
Yeah, much less exciting.
Yeah.
Never mind. I'm not going to get into a Galactica discussion now because we would go
That's
for
a
another hour.
whole nother podcast.
I could
It's a
talk
whole
about
nother
that for
show.
another hour just about
Yep.
Baltar in season 4 alone.
Yeah. That's a whole nother show.
Yes, it is. So yeah, I think we're in agreement. This is a great pilot, and it's a crime that this show was canceled at this point.
That's what we think
At
right
this
now.
point, yep.
Right now. Yep.
I do have the next episode is called "The Man Who Fell to Earth 2." 2 being in parentheses. They're making a play on something. I guess The Man Who Fell to Earth, I believe, is an old movie,
It's an old
perhaps.
sci-fi movie, yeah.
I think so, and so they're making a play on that. I get it. Give me a second here. Could you hear that? I was cracking open.
I could hear that.
It was a
Diet Coke.
Diet Coke, just for the taste of it. Hey, if Coca-Cola is listening, we are available for sponsorships. I love Diet Coke. It is the best. I'm not going to say that for free every episode. I'm just telling you now. Hey,
Yeah.
but also, if Pepsi-Cola is listening, my loyalty is for sale. So
My
either way.
loyalty lies with Diet Pepsi, so
I know.
that's where we're at.
Yeah.
Do you think they had soda pop? Did they bring soda with them to
Some
G889?
sodies. I sure hope they
Sodies?
did. I hope they brought
Damn, they
something
should've.
good. I mean, can you imagine getting there? Looks so far we've only seen them eating ration bars.
Yeah.
And
They
it's
don't
kind
look
of crazy to go. No, they look terrible.
They look
to
terrible.
go to a planet 22 light years away from where you're home, where you're from, and not know anything about this planet. I mean, what if they got there and it turns out everything on the planet that you thought you could eat gives people like terrible IBS, and you cannot eat anything on this planet.
Explosive diarrhea.
Yes, the vegetation just tears you up. The animals all talk to you, so you don't want to eat these animals because they're all like humanoid
Nice.
creatures. You're like,
So
oh
friendly."
man, this thing's being so polite to me. It's laying down so I can slice it. Oh, I can't do it. I can't do it. And then, so everyone becomes a vegetarian, and it just tears them up. Can you imagine that? And we still don't know what they're
Terrible.
going to eat. I hope they'll probably get into it at some point.
Yeah, that part was a little confusing because they didn't take very many with them when their ship was crashing, and the other supplies that they had were pretty picked over. But they don't seem too worried about food, do they?
They really
even
don't.
they're even encouraging the kids to like eat and stuff.
Yes,
you know?
you better eat all of that.
Yeah.
Yale
like-
says to True and Yuli.
Yeah, and it's like you must have plenty of these, cardboard flavored
Right.
rations.
Right.
So
There's a description here. I don't know that I want to read the description because it gives away some heavy spoilers. I'll read the beginning part, but then I'm going to cut it short. But it says, with narration by Danziger. Each of these is kind of narrated by a different character. Mostly, I believe it's Devin and Danziger.
Yeah.
But with narration by Danziger, the colonists discover more from the indigenous humanoid aliens, and they find a human, I believe it's pronounced Gaul,
I think so.
who claims creatures beat him near to death. He also claims to be an astronaut that landed on planet G889. But several are uncertain of his truthfulness, and they are suspicious of him. But the colonists believe they cannot leave a human behind, so they invite him to join them on the journey to New Pacifica. And that's where I'm going to stop this. This is a super long recap, and it gives away too much. No spoilers. You and I haven't watched the next episode yet, so let's wait. I definitely remembered some of this.
That'd be good.
We'll go back and check it out.
I read the same description. I remember none of this. So
okay.
So this is like watching a brand new show for me. So I'm thrilled.
Lucky.
But if I was 15 when this came out, I'd be where you're at. I would have watched it for sure.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny because really that difference between 12 and 15 is a big deal. I don't remember a lot from being 12 to my
Yeah.
current age. But 15, I remember a lot from being 15.
Yeah.
So some of the best and worst years of my life.
I think that's how it is for all teenagers.
Yeah, yeah, you're right.
So,
Okay, well, do we have anything else to talk about this episode? This has been a long one. We're
that's
over an
it.
hour already. I
Yeah.
mean, it is
Yeah.
our
This will
first
be
one, so
long.
who knows? Maybe they're all this long. I don't know.
No.
So it's our
No.
first time doing this.
This is, yeah, we don't podcast. We're not podcasters.
No,
Was I supposed
we're
to
just.
click record?
Ah, dude.
Whoops.
Yeah,
No, this has been good. I'm excited to get through the rest of this series.
yeah.
It'd be
Can't
really
wait.
fun.
Can't
Yep.
wait. It's gonna be good. I can't
Yep.
wait to watch this again. I've honestly
Yep.
been wanting to watch it for the last since it came out. I've been wanting to rewatch this show. Honestly, every few years I think about it.
Yeah. It's
I'm
always
happy
on
to
my
have
list
this
of,
opportunity.
yeah, it's always on my list of shows from the 90s that I want to check out again. So,
Yeah. And just for those of you that are curious, we do intend on doing different seasons and doing different shows. So we'll see. We're still brainstorming what other sci-fi or fantasy type shows we might want to look at from the 90s era. And we'll
yep.
see what we get to. Yeah. All right.
All
Well,
right.
thanks for listening, everybody. Thanks for putting up with us
Yeah.
for over an hour now. And this has been great for us. I hope you enjoyed it. And we will see you back next time when we're talking about episode number 2, The Man Who Fell to Earth 2. I've been
All right.
Rob,
I'm Aaron.
and this has been, what's the name of our show? Broadcast Obituaries. Thanks, everybody.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. So you were talking about cryostasis a little bit there.
Cryostasis.
It
Yeah.
like cryostasis is kind of a common trope. It shows up in sci-fi a lot. Do you have a
Everywhere.
favorite show or movie or anything where
Ooh,
cryostasis has
cryostasis.
shown up, where it's been used as a
Um,
plot point in some way?
Definitely the Alien franchise.
Yeah.
Big fan. We just, well, not we. I just watched those a few months ago. My
Oh,
family
did you?
watched them with me. Yeah.
Nice.
And I just love that idea that you can, you're in deep space travel and you can just sleep and stop aging for months or years and wake up on the other side of a universe
Yeah.
and, just be a little tired, stretch a little bit, and hey, you're just back
Yeah.
to go. I love that idea of
Yeah.
cryostasis. So,
Yeah.
yeah. How about you?
I got two of my favorites are both from the same year, 1992. And they are not traditional sci-fi movies in the slightest, but the movie Forever Young with
Yep.
Mel Gibson. He's like this test pilot back in the 50s or 60s. He goes into
Yep.
cryo sleep and then they forget about him basically.
Yeah.
And he
Whoops.
wakes up in the 90s. And this is like, I was going to say it's a rom-com. It's not even a com. It's a romance. It's just a romance.
It's a romance movie. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
me at 1992, I was 13 or 14, and I watched anything and everything that I could watch, that I
Yeah.
could get. If I get my hands on it, I would watch it. If my parents were watching it, I was watching it. And that was not a movie for a kid, but I
No.
thought it was cool. And, spoiler alert, if anyone hasn't seen the 33-year-old movie Forever Young, he starts aging. Like his age catches up to him at the end
Yep.
of that movie. Like he rapidly ages and turns into this old man. And it's kind of heartbreaking.
Yeah.
But
It is.
my other favorite, same year, not traditional cryostasis at all, was Encino Man.
So good.
I love
Yep.
Encino Man, but he gets frozen. The caveman gets frozen in ice.
Yep.
Sleeps for, hundreds of thousands of years or whatever it is. And then they
Yeah.
dig him up while they're digging a pool and he thaws out and then they put sunglasses on him and he becomes the cool kid in their
Yeah.
school. And
Yeah.
it's hilarious.
It's so good. And what better cast can you ask for besides Brendan Fraser and Pauly Shore? I mean,
You can't.
that's the dream team. right? It's the dream team.
Depends on what your dream is about, but there are not a lot of perfect roles for Pauly Shore, but this was one of them.
Yeah,
Who was the
Biodome.
who was the main? Yeah, I like Biodome, honestly. Who
Yeah,
was who
yeah.
was the main guy in Encino Man? Like it wasn't either of those two. There was one other kid, like that was actually the main guy,
Um,
and I'm
Sean
embarrassed.
Astin was
That's what
in
I
it.
okay.
Sean Astin,
I
yeah,
thought it might be
yeah.
him, but I
It
wasn't
was
sure.
Rudy. Rudy.
Yeah,
Yep.
which is funny because honestly, I always think that the other one, Brendan Fraser, was Rudy, but it was actually Sean Astin. That's funny.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I mean, there's so many honorable mentions for Cryostasis too. Um, Avatar, right?
Yeah,
Idiocracy, which I know,
I love Idiocracy,
yeah,
honestly, and it
so good.
has kind of a similar theme to Forever Young a little bit in that they kind of forget about him. In
Yeah,
Idiocracy, he gets frozen in cryostasis. They completely forget about him for a couple hundred
yeah,
years, 1,000 years or something.
yeah,
Um, that's a funny one. I
yeah.
don't know.
But it's not a romance when he comes back.
No, definitely not.
Uh, yeah, and even Captain America, the
Good
first
point.
one,
Good point.
that's,
I didn't think
you
about
know,
that.
he got frozen in the
Did you ever
40s and came back.
see the Chris Pratt, Jennifer Lawrence vehicle
Oh,
Passengers?
did not see that one yet.
Well, you say
I'm
yet
like,
like you're gonna like you want
it's on
to.
our, it's on our list.
Is it
It's
really?
on our list
Oh,
to watch. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
it's
And so,
fine. I mean, I liked it. It's not a great movie. And
yeah,
now I don't want to
we,
spoil it for you, but I did like it. I did like
yeah,
that one.
yeah, don't spoil it. Yeah,
No, I'll
it's on our
spoil
list.
things for our thousands of listeners out there, but I don't want to spoil that for
Not
you.
for
So
me.
I'm not
Not
going to
for
talk about
me.
that. No way. You're my
Right,
friend.
right. You want to keep this podcast going, buddy? No
Absolutely.
spoilers here.
Hey, no spoiler here. I'm not going to tell you about that. Hey.
Yep.
So again, speaking of cryostasis, these people, they all slept for 22 years and they all talk about it like they're, oh man, I needed to sleep. No one needs to sleep for 22 years, but that's the way they talk about it. What about you? What is the longest that you've ever slept?
Oh, geez. I've probably like healthy. Like, am I sick with the flu?
Any
And
scenario, any scenario.
okay, I've had times where I've been sick with the flu where I have definitely gone probably 12 or 13 hours straight. Just I'm out. Can't keep
Okay.
me up. But if I'm healthy, I am at most a 6 to 7 hour guy. That's it.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm not a heavy sleeper.
Oh
The
my
slightest
goodness.
noise and I'm up. I'm like, what is going on? What did I hear? What is that? So
Wow.
yeah, I feel like you're about to tell me that you slept for like 3 days straight or something.
Well, first, I'm definitely not a 6 to 7 hour sleeper. Like I need like 8. Like
Yeah,
I can sleep for 8, even on a Saturday morning if I don't have anything going on. Doesn't matter what time I went to bed, 8 or 8:30, I will wake up.
yeah.
I'm definitely not an all day kind of sleeping kind of guy. But as far as like my longest sleep, when I was like 14 or 15, roughly, really right about the same time this show came out, I was at church camp and we were driving home and the bus broke down and everybody was basically awake all night. So I didn't sleep all night long. We were parked in a parking lot waiting for someone to fix the bus. We were outside throwing footballs. Well, everyone else was throwing a football. Again, this was my peak nerd years, so I didn't know what a
Yeah,
football was.
yeah. Can't do that.
I was probably reading books with my nerd friends, but everyone was up all night long. We finally got home the next day at like 8 in the morning, and my family we had this little tiny little camper sitting in a trailer park up on a lake. It was like our lake house, but it was literally an 18-foot camper that we would spend most of the summers in. And as soon as we got home that morning, we turned around, dumped our bags out, packed other clothes, and we drove up to the lake, which was about an hour to 2 hours away. And so I was awake telling my mom about the whole week of camp. And about 10 o'clock, we finally got to this camper. I went inside, opened up my bunk bed. I slept on the top bunk, that folds up into the ceiling. Got in there, got into the bed, and I slept until the next morning. And so this was 10 a.m. I literally slept till like 8 a.m. the next morning. I didn't get up
Oh
to
my
pee,
gosh.
nothing. I was zonked. I had a whole week of, sporting and running around at
Yeah,
camp, doing all kinds of stuff, being super busy. It was hot wherever we went to camp. It was like 1,000 degrees out. It was down in
yeah,
Tennessee. Super busy the whole week. Kids stay up, at camp. Everyone's staying up late playing and
yeah.
goofing off. I literally slept. It was over
Just
20 hours.
just shy of a full day.
Just
That's
shy.
insane.
I
That's
know.
insane.
I
I
know.
can't imagine that. I
It-
I even if I lay down for a nap, I'm lucky if I sleep for 15 minutes. Even if my intention is like I'm gonna sleep for an hour,
Yeah.
I get 15 minutes and I'm just up. So
Yeah. I'm with
yeah.
you at my current young age. I definitely don't have that kind of sleep stamina in me.
No. We're getting too old. We're gonna miss something if we
Right.
sleep too much.
I need every minute. Every minute that is
right.
available, I
That's right.
need.
Yeah. Yeah. The end is nigh.
Right.
So
Gotta make the most of this. I have kids at home. I can't let this just go. I gotta
Yep.
see them.
Yeah. So
What else?
cryostasis. So you almost made it
Almost.
for 22 years.
Man, so close.